My character is cute. Thanks to Dre. Dre highlighted my character for me. He
Look,
said,
they got light eyes and everything. Check him
Yeah.
out.
he's like, I'm gonna make him look handsome on his character.
Who got light eyes?
That was the app. That was the app.
Right.
That's
His
what-
eyes
that's what
hazel.
We're gonna make him look handsome.
He got on color contacts in his advertisement.
So we're here. What's good, everybody? We're live. It's Friday. Everybody knows what I do. I do this whole rant thing. Turn that off.
Kevin Jenkins, the rant.
And we're
What's up?
here. And well, tonight's special is we're talking about child support. All
Absolutely.
niggas backed out.
I don't know why.
No. I don't know why. They had a
either.
whole lot to say.
But niggas backed out. We got my cousin coming through. He's coming through. Just he's coming through. He's trying to figure out what to do with the link. Just click the link and get on.
Having a real conversation tonight, right?
Yeah, a real conversation, man. It's
real
about child support, and I pay it.
You support children?
I support children. I have a bunch of children. I got about 7 of them, and I pay it, and I pay a lot. Pay damn near $600-700 a month. Yeah, bro. Shit's real.
Fuck, you get
Yeah,
7
shit's
kids
real for me.
bro.
Yeah. Wait.
He got 7 kids.
Did you have more at the? Did you go get more?
I got Kiera.
I
got
know.
Tay,
I'm kidding.
I got KK. I got Bing. I got Jasmine.
You forgot your kids.
Hey, nigga,
Yeah,
I'm
a couple
fucking
at the
kids
end.
I
here.
don't know why they
Yeah.
name them in chronological order by their age.
Ajane.
Yeah,
You counting
Kiera,
Ajane?
Tay, KK, Ron, Ching Bing, Kyrie, Jasmine, and my stepdaughter Ajane. So that's 7. That's 7.
Right.
Exactly.
Trying too hard.
But we are here, man, because recently I put a post up. I'm going to put it up so everybody can see it. I put a post up and it gained hella traction. This right here. And it basically said, if you need child support, why not give the custody to the father since he doesn't need help? Nobody, this shit, y'all wasn't ready for that combo. You know what I'm saying?
That's so dumb, though.
What's
Like,
up, Lisa?
What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Nah, go ahead. Listen, it looks dumb. Some men agree with it, some men don't. Listen, I'm a single parent father, so I raised my daughter. She's 19 now. She graduated. I didn't put her mother on child support until she was about 15. The reason I put her on child support is because I lost my job and I couldn't provide for her no more. I never asked her mom for help. Every time I would ask her, it was like a lost cause. At one point, I didn't have diapers for her, and I was ready to go rob a nigga with a BB gun. And that's a true story. Thanks to my brother KB, he stopped me before I left the door and gave me money for the diapers. But I was ski masked up with a BB gun in my hand, ready to rob a drug dealer who probably had a real gun. But you know what I'm saying?
But this is the whole. But it takes it to a whole nother extreme. If you have a child with somebody and you expect for them to be just as responsible as you, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, just as responsible, y'all both, the baby's 50% yours, 50% theirs. It should not reflect. I have a good job. I'm a surgical assistant. I do skincare. I assist with skin cancer removals. I have a career that I can work in. Me, I can pay all my bills, without child support. When I get child support, as y'all see, my son is almost a grown-ass man. So that money is going to him quick. Like, at this point, haircuts is like $40-50. It's not really going that far. I feel like, first of all, what would y'all consider like a reasonable amount of child support? Because the amounts that I feel like y'all think is reasonable to actually take care of a kid is not a logical or practical amount of money when you're talking about raising a child and how really expensive your day-to-day is.
What we talking?
Well, I'm gonna break it down to you like this. I had lost my job, right? And I was doing like odd jobs, and I went to work at a school bus company to get my CDL so I can get a better job. And I had to pay, I was still paying child support. I remember working a full week that week, you know what I mean? Is it was like part-time, but I worked a full week. At the end of that week, I opened my paycheck. It was literally a pay stub. Child support took all every dime I had out of my check, that to the point where I'm like, how am I going to get to work next week? And nobody gave a fuck about that shit, because if I don't pay my child support, the next thing they do, I'm trying to better myself by getting my CDLs. They take my license away.
But child support itself is not the issue. It's the court system and how it's being abused. Just because a guy is paying money towards making sure his child eats every day, that's two different things.
Right.
It's two different things from the court system and just his responsibility. Now, a woman abusing the court system, trying to get somebody locked up or whatever the case may be, that's completely wrong. But most of the time, people can't come to a mutual agreement. That's the issue. People having babies with people that are not like-minded when it comes to how they want their life to be. Then they have a baby with them and they can't agree on anything. One of the parties decides, we're going to have the court decide all of this. And that's really what it boils down to.
Is that where it starts? Does it start where, I know Chanda, you was going to say something. Is that where it starts, where you're picking these people, or maybe not picking them, excuse me, to lay down with and have a baby with? You know what I'm saying? What were you going to say, Chanda? Oh, you got some shit on your mind.
Because I've been listening and she went somewhere, but you just went somewhere else. I was about to comment on what Netta was saying. All right.
Go ahead.
Does it start there? I can't touch that whole does it start there, because does it start there? The politically correct answer is yes, it should. The honest answer is no, it doesn't. So I'm going to talk about the honest answer, or at least I'm going to talk about from my perspective.
Right.
The weird part about your question, Dre, is does it start there? It could. The reason I wanted to be on the panel is because I have like so many different perspectives, like meaning because of my life, I've been able to see it from so many different perspectives without getting into it. I'll wait in case the conversation goes there. Okay. It should start there. Do I know that if it starts there, it works? Yes. And I can witness that if it starts there, it works, regardless of whether it doesn't work. Meaning, if it starts with you knowing the person that you slept with, then everything else you go through after that, to me, is just whatever. You guys can get through it, regardless of how ugly it gets. It's about maturity. So I'll never say that, oh no, that don't start. But let's be real. We sleep with people. We don't really know everything about them. It doesn't start there. We end up with a baby. Oh my God, what we do now? Yo, I'm pregnant. Now you got that man that feels some type of way. Now you got that woman that feels some type of way. And all I'm going to say is what Dre was saying about the child support thing. When we get into that, I got you with that. Number one, I guess maybe I'm on this panel to give a different perspective. A lot of people don't know KK, that shouldn't happen. I know that from my profession,
it goes down.
And we won't go there. Well, we won't go there because this is the podcast and I want to stay on topic. FYI,
go there.
It should have never happened. Okay, well, let's go there. I do payroll, finance, and accounting for a living. So I'm going to say this real quick and go back to my point. I do payroll, accounting, and finance for a living. That's exactly what I do, is people's paychecks all day long. I pay you. I judge your salary. I do your pay increases. I fire y'all asses when y'all do that fucked up shit. I get to see what fucked up shit you do when you get fired. So here we go. I'm just but here's the point. What you just said, which is true, it happens all the time. And it's so fucked up because being in my profession, it's like I'm the person that cares about my job versus other people that like don't care about their job kind of thing. The law states that should have never happened to you. The law states that you cannot not have a paycheck. So when we talk about child support real quick, I know that everybody's going to have a story about how they didn't have no check or they had $20 or $30 or $40. And I am sorry as the person that's in that profession for, I hate to say this, here we go, for your job being shitty. Because basically in my profession, and I'm certified, there's laws around that kind of stuff and your job's just shitty. They just don't give a fuck about caring for your paycheck. And if you fight it though, if anybody's listening to this that's talking about child support, if you want to talk to me, if you want to inbox me, it's kind of in my head. I've been doing it for 20 years. I will give free game to anybody. This is not a plug. I'm just literally saying because we talk about child support. Back to the subject now.
Yeah, but you know what's? I mean, it happened. It happened. I was
believe
trying
that y'all don't
to.
pay enough for child support. I also believe
No, I was
that
paying, bro. I was paying. I pay right now in child support. I got two cases open. I pay $100 per a kid per week, so it was like $200. When you know what I mean, at one point in time, I had a job. I was, you know what I mean, trying to get back on my feet because when the recession happened, I lost everything. So I'm trying to get back on my feet. So I am to pay child support and to make ends meet on the bill. I'm working as many hours I can work at my job, plus the second job I'm working that I don't report to child support because what child support will do, a lot of people don't realize this shit. They'll take the money from the one job and you get another paycheck. They'll go hit that motherfucker up too. So they're doubling up on payments. And instead of saying you're ahead or giving you credit, you just ahead. You ain't gonna get no money back. Once your shit is done, it's done. You know what I'm saying? And it happened. Yeah. So I had to like hide that shit. Like, all right, this is the money I'm losing in child support. But it's, you know what I mean? It's my fault. Like you said, like Netta said, I can't be mad. I gotta take care of my kids and my responsibility and everything like that. But you know, I shouldn't have had all these goddamn kids and I wouldn't have this motherfucking child support. It's kind of my fault, you know? But
let's not say that because it's not all your fault. It's not all your fault because regardless of anything, there were two adults in that situation that had a responsibility. And this is why I want to be on the panel because regardless of anything, and you guys know me personally, which is not where I want to go with this. I want to go as if I'm a regular person, even though y'all know me personally. Here's my opinion for real, even though y'all know me personally to know that I live by this. We're adults. We're all adults. We all have to be adults. That means women, men, the same have to stop pretending like we didn't lay down, like we don't know the consequences, like we didn't sit in high school. And now we got cell phones and computers and internet. So you're not going to sit up here and say that you don't know where babies come from. Like kids know where babies come from. Like they're on our cell phones, sneaking on their little tablets, on their little nooks and reading devices, watching porn. So let's not act like we didn't know where babies come from. So as far as I'm concerned, I was the woman that sucked it up and said, well, this is where I thought I'd be. This is where I planned I'd be, but this is where I am. And this is where somebody needs to grow some balls and be a real whoever you want to be, woman, man, or whatever. But if we want to have a job and pay bills and act like we want to be grown and live out and move out of our parents' house, well, then moving out of our parents' house means that we got to suffer the consequences. And if that meant you slept with somebody you ain't know who they was, that still means that you are an adult to be responsible. Yes, child support should take care of the child, but we got to act like taking care of the child is more than money. That's my whole point. Because there's a psychology to that when that man's not okay, that child's not okay. Or when that woman's not okay, that child's not okay. So if you're struggling and can't bring a check home psychologically, that messes y'all up. And I understand to the point that I don't think that it should be that way, but it is.
Netta.
Somebody had just commented that men don't, basically, if the situation happened and it's a mistake.
There it is right here.
Yeah, women have a chance to fix a mistake. Men have to wait for a female decision. This is what I'm saying. So we're going to just break it up into like two categories, right? We got one category. A is the reckless people. They just reckless. This comment right here sounds like one of those reckless people, right?
I was reckless.
And this comment sounds reckless. Obviously, you out there just slinging it, dumping in whatever, raw dog it, just having the time of your fucking life with no care in the world.
I know exactly who that is. I know who
really
that
not
is.
giving a fuck, right?
Very funny. It's very
and then the girl gets pregnant. But if y'all number one argument is the court systems and how it can easily, literally, y'all say destroy your entire life, and you say it's that serious, why are you so reckless? That's like me going out and like killing somebody and then really trying to have a leg to stand on when I'm in court and they got me on camera like shooting and killing somebody. Like, You can't bitch and complain. You put yourself in that situation.
You
put yourself in that situation because you're so out of control. But this is my whole thing too. It's like, all right, when you're a young boy, most of the time, you know, they want to get bitches. They want to have sex. All of us, you know, when you're younger, you first get grown and stuff like that, right? So that's one thing. But then you hit a certain age and you still got these dudes that's like really hyped up on fucking somebody and really hyped on getting pussy. Then when these particular reckless individuals get this woman who is not very desirable to them, but they just reckless and they don't give a fuck, they get her pregnant. Now she trifling. Now she dirty. Now she on welfare. Now she getting them for money. First of all, if you pay $600 a month in child support, imagine somebody income at $600 because this particular category I'm talking about, they talking about women in bonnets, collecting welfare, and they just balling. They just living off of them like they hit a golden ticket. We all grown now. Is that really a golden ticket? Like, how far is that really going? Whether that's an excessive amount or not, every month is debatable. But I'm just saying, if that's the amount of money that the female is getting through child support, how are you balling off of that? How is that balling? What are you doing with that? Because my son is a 16-year-old boy, and I'm not spending less than $250 at the grocery store. Okay, and I better hope I can stretch that for 2 weeks.
Just left Walmart, $100.
You can't.
So where's the $600 really going? Like, y'all talk about wanting to see receipts and then mad like, oh well, she got her nails done. You thought that your child support money making her ball to go get her nails done.
You think
it's not bitter, dog. It's not bitter.
I'm
okay,
curious.
I'm gonna speak for the men. It sounds bitter, but it's like you're looking like, man. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna listen. I gotta play both sides. Listen, I'm on both sides. I gotta play both sides here because it's legit. I've been there. You like, damn. I'm giving her all this fucking. What men really hate is, I'm giving her money for child support. She's looking good. She's looking fly. That's not what men hate. What men hate is, I'm looking good. She's looking good. She's looking fly. I'm struggling paying child support. But then she calls me up that says my son needs a haircut on Saturday.
Now that's wrong. If you get in child support, you shouldn't have to call for a haircut. Now that's just ridiculous.
But knowing Friday
a week is $100 a week enough though? I'm asking,
bro. It's okay. Put it to you this way, Dre.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
I'm gonna break it down to you like this. This is how I'm gonna break it down. This is how most men see child support. Okay, I'm paying child support to support a kid. On my end, I got to pay this child support plus pay my regular bills that I got going on.
Correct.
When you go to court, they take both of your income and they split your income up and how much time you spend with the kid. With her income, your income.
Why do y'all think that women don't spend money on their kids?
No.
Why is it assumed that child support covers every expense for the child?
I was waiting for him to finish, but go ahead.
I'm getting to my point.
I know he was. I was waiting for the whole point. Go ahead, Dada, because
this is how it breaks down. We both get this. We both go in court. They break our incomes. Then it comes to the kid, and we know a kid. But I'm saying if you get $100 that Saturday, say your car gets loaded up as $100, he needs a haircut. All right, well, he should have a haircut. He should have a haircut off the $100, whatever that week I give you. Shouldn't be calling me. That's a simple thing. If he wants some money to go out, he should have money off that card. Now it gets to something expensive like, hey, he got a school trip that's coming up that's $700. Child support's not covering that. So it's like, all right, cool. I'm paying child support. Then at that point, you're like, look, we got to see what we got to do because at the end of the day, we got to keep our lights on. We got to feed ourselves and we got to get back and forth to work.
So does the mom who has the child 24/7 in their household.
Right.
Y'all, if that's the case, it's like, how y'all think y'all kids is getting money put on their student account for lunch? How you think y'all kids is getting haircuts? How you think y'all kids is eating breakfast, after school snacks?
Can I have his Reese Pieces? I need some more skins for my game.
But but that's the thing. That shit right there, I don't mind. I don't mind.
What she
Go ahead.
what she's saying, hold on. I mean, and I'll let you real
Go
quick.
ahead.
What she's saying, if I believe I heard her correctly, what she's saying is what I was thinking at least, and she can correct me. We have to juggle those situations the same way you do. Here's the difference in how we juggle it. Yes, you're right. If that whatever car, whatever you said was $100, but I need $20 for a haircut, I'm gonna tell you this much. I gotta figure out what day the car notes due because here's where we're all adults. And I hear what you're saying, so now I kind of understand where you coming from the male side. Not that it's right or wrong, but I get it now. It still don't understand logic to what women think, which is we're juggling the bills, we're juggling what she said when they need the extra, the oh I'm hungry, or oh can I have a snack, or oh can I have this candy bar or the soda while we out because we running back and forth, and maybe mom doesn't always have time to do all these budget cost effective things that men think that we're supposed to be saving all this money for. No, what you need to do is contribute to the fact that the car note needs to be paid so my credit is together. Because if my credit's not together, your child doesn't have a place to live. Your
Correct.
child doesn't have a car to drive in. So maybe that's the week that I had to funnel asking you for support. This does come into play where we got to
That's
have
true.
mutual respect for each other. Because you can't expect that, yes, the electric bill might hold off or the water bill might hold off, but certain bills might not hold off. And I'm going to tell you, here we go, where I come from the business mind, because I just grew up that way. I'm not going to sacrifice my credit and my business and certain things to do with my life and my bills that I might not text you or disclose to you when I say, yo, can you take your son to get a haircut?
I'm sorry, Chanda. I gotta say, whoever this is, it just say Facebook user. Whoever this is commenting repeatedly. They corny because they should have been on here
Whoever it is,
to
they
really
probably
say
think
whatever
I'm
they
here.
got to say and
That's
contribute to
why
the
I'm here.
conversation.
Oh,
But they
that's
want to
why
be
I'm here.
corny
Let
and
them
want
sit
to
in the spirit.
comment
That's
75
Cliff.
times in the minute.
You done called Cliff corny.
That shit. That's why I was laughing. It's not just
Oh.
Cliff though.
No,
That's why I was
like,
crying.
Oh,
Crying. I'm
let them
crying
be here. They
this
add,
whole
I'm
time.
I'm
here.
asleep. Sorry,
He'll
Uncle
get your
Cliff.
ass, Netta, when he see
I
you.
know.
Go
He
ahead,
gonna
go
cuss
ahead,
me
guys.
out.
Go ahead. Keep the,
Oh,
no,
shit.
please,
Some
please
women live
continue.
outside their spending, their needs. Some women live outside their needs, and I definitely agree with that. If I'm a woman, I'm gonna tell you one thing's for sure. I that's the one place in this whole conversation that I'm gonna tell you, yeah, you lost me with that, because I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'd be damned if I go out to Miami and shake my ass and my son's hair ain't cut. So the one thing you'll
Right.
never do
I've
is,
seen
if
it.
my son is looking
But
trash, then guess what? We sitting up here and every time you talk to me, you're gonna be like, yo, Precious said she broke, or Precious said this, or Precious said that. Yeah, that's all you gonna hear me say if my kid looking like shit. You never gonna see that I'm flying in Miami. And what you never gonna do is hear me asking motherfuckers for shit like, yo, can you help me with this? Or yo, I need this for this. Or here we go, yo, I got these Jordans. I'm trying to sell you these Jordans for $1,200. And then you buy these limited edition Jordans for $1,200. I'm about to step on some fucking toes. And then you watch that motherfucker later in Miami, in Puerto Rico, in DR. And you're trying to figure out, like, so did I just give you $1,500 for some damn Jordans for you to go to Miami? Because I will agree with all of that.
But that's
Mama gotta
that's
have a
the
life
thing.
too.
That's the thing as men. I don't mind.
Mom
Listen,
got to
I
be a
don't mind
mom
paying.
first. She made that decision the same way a man did. No.
I don't mind paying my child support. I don't mind that. That shit don't affect me. I'm cool with that shit. But while I'm paying my child support, I'm making sure that I live in my means, because at the end of the day, just like y'all, that child support gonna come out one way or another. It's gonna come out. But you know, if I lose my job and I can't pay it, and the mom's on my head, y'all don't got the threat of the cops coming after y'all, or
We got the threat of being homeless or starving or not being able to feed our child. You don't think that's pressure constantly?
It's a lot of niggas homeless.
It's so much pressure. It's so much pressure if you were a single mom, the amount of pressure you're under continuously of your level of responsibility.
I understand where you come from. I'm gonna say
it's a lot.
Everybody knows I'm a single parent father.
But these fathers, when they have the luxury to plan their schedule at their will and come and go as they please and not have to worry about making arrangements for their children. They just living a life as if they don't have kids. They'll never understand the sacrifice that a single mother makes in her day-to-day, balancing trying to work, balancing, especially when they're little and you need babysitters. Do y'all know how much daycare costs? I know these niggas is not the ones that talk crying about daycare when they got little ones that's in preschool. Daycare is astronomical. So any nigga that got a child that's in Pampers, that's in daycare, they should never be mad about how much they pay in child support. Then they need to stay home every day and watch their kids so their daughter's mom can go to work every day. If they got such a problem with it. And the ones that talk about their mom is going out to getting her nails done and they claim their kids is dirty, they claim their kids ain't taken care of, call DIFUS then. Obviously, your kids ain't starving. Obviously, there ain't nothing wrong with your kids. You don't got no other issues with how the child is being taken care of. You just mad because you got to pay child support. If your child is not starving and you could tell they eat meals every day, their laundry's done, they're
I got
clean.
a comment for you. Go ahead, Netta.
And they're clean and all that. You shouldn't need to see receipts. What do you need to see receipts for? Your child's not starving. They not an African kid on a fucking commercial, like with flies and gnats in his eyes and shit like that. I'm confused on.
The thing is, it's niggas out there that's in that situation though.
Then they need to man up.
That's paying.
They need to man up because that's why.
Then they just as trifling if they know they child ain't eating and ain't taken care of and they dirty and they just sitting back relaxing and ain't fucking doing nothing to get their kids. They say they want their kids. They say they could take care of the kids better than the mom. So why they ain't getting them then?
Okay,
why they ain't following?
I'm gonna explain that, y'all. Let me explain that. Go ahead. Y'all know I'm a single. Everybody on this panel. Everybody on this panel know I'm a single parent father, right? Y'all all know that. I got my daughter at birth. At birth, I got my daughter. Every time me and my baby mom would get into it, we would go to court. Every time I went to court, the judge, because I'm a man, would threaten me to take my daughter away from me.
Bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? Would threaten me to take my daughter away from me every single time I went to court. Only reason he couldn't take my baby away from me was because her situation was fucked up. But he made it a point clear. You're a man. This other judge would tell me, you're a man. A man shouldn't be raising a kid. That should be up to a mother. Is a mother loving duty and all this other bullshit that they would give me, because when men go into court to go get their kids, we already go that the fact that we're lost. We're going in.
My cousin did it. He took his baby mom to court and got custody of his kid.
I'm waiting.
It can be done.
It can be done, and it's fact. I did it.
But the men is saying they balling and that they financially stable, that they can easily take care of themselves and their kids. Take your pay stubs up there. Show them your living situation. If you got it all going on.
Get that.
Can we? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. Okay.
Go ahead. He's in the car. I'm sorry. He's driving. That's
I know.
That's the fifth man right there. You can hear
stay.
Oh shit! I got it.
It's a little hard.
You're going to have to wait till you get home, cuz. You're going to have to wait till you get home. I have to remove it. Go ahead. But go ahead. Yeah.
I understand what y'all saying, because the court system is definitely ruthless towards dads. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, if you passionate about something, this is what these people are saying. They're passionate about it. They feel strongly about it. Their child's not taken care of. If I feel like my child is something wrong with my child, there's no extent that I'm going to do as a mother to make sure that my child is good, and I got to do everything I got to do. And if that means I got to take somebody to court to make sure that my child is good, that's what I'm going to do. I feel like it's all these excuses. They paint in a picture like their child is damn near on their fucking deathbed, like they starving every day, the baby mom taking the child support and, partying with it every fucking day, and ain't nothing going to the kid. And I'm like, I don't understand. If that's the fucking case, you should easily be able to go to court and show evidence that your child is neglected. How is that difficult if the situation is that bad as the picture is painted? You should be able to have easy evidence to show that your child is not adequately taken care of. It's really not difficult if it's happening what these niggas is saying.
Go ahead.
So $300.
This ain't really my personal situation.
$300 a week. I will give you, since is.
Go ahead. That was my question. I don't know.
Somebody know. I don't need that. I was reading the other thing too. Somebody said $300 a week. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's get real, because I've already gave my disclaimers to the people that needed to know before I got on this podcast. My child support started at $300 a week. I'm not saying that because that is like some glorified number, but it's just ironic. Somebody said, but $300 a week though? Okay, let's get it. Since you gave me the number that brought up my story, I'm going to give you the other side to that $300 a week. $300 a week was exactly what they offered me for child support. I did not want to go to child support. No, well, y'all know me, so we're not going to get into that unless it comes up. I always told y'all know me personally. I'll divulge as it comes up. But did I ask for $300 a week? No. Did I want
I know they don't talk
$300
about
a week?
court
No.
fees. So you don't want to pay court fees? Your child is starving?
No. Ain't no court fees. See, you dealing with a finance person here, so ain't no court fees. You can't get that with me because this is what I do for a living by profession. Anyway, back to my story. Because they always have to do court fees. I actually am in that field, so I can prove y'all wrong with that. So we're not even gonna go there. That's just a methodical court fee thing. They've been stopped doing that a long time ago. But anyway, $300 a week is a lot of money. I will say yes, that is a lot of money. No, do I agree with that much money? No. I'm saying that because they gave me $300 a week. And the only reason why I never changed it is because of my personal situation. But I will say this for one person as a man or woman, because like Netta said, if y'all talk about these kids as so horrible and not this and not that and whatever the case may be, then I'm gonna tell you, do what was done to me. You ready? Do what was done to me that I don't talk about. And I went through that shit more than once with flying colors. Number one, because I ain't got no issues with my parenting skills. Number one, it was all just petty because we were mad. Number two, what I'm going to tell you about that experience is they are extremely fair in everything that they do. No, KK's right. That judge probably did judge the fuck out of you. And I'll say, I'm sorry that you went through that because that's that white people shit that we all had that we talk about now that we don't really realize has always been a thing. That yes, we've always been being judged in the public eye when it comes to certain things. But what I'm going to tell you for real, that I know, I had a boyfriend that's not living that was in the same type of situation as KK and did the same type of thing. So for any man on here listening that's like, oh, but my baby mom this, and when I went to court that's bullshit. That's bullshit because you're looking at one of the men that started this podcast, and he went through that shit. I'm also going to tell you that I know somebody that went through it personally that I was in a relationship with, and I helped him fight that shit. And he went against his baby mom for the same type of thing. He won custody, like Netta said. And if it was that bad, then the court had no issues with at least placing care. Now, everything else, yeah, you might have to fight a little harder as a man. But don't y'all talk about how much balls y'all got and this, that, and the third, and yada, 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 and I'm the man, and women don't understand. Well, if that's the case, then step the fuck up like men like KK did, like men like other people around here like Netta talk about, and go to court. Because we all know so many men that it doesn't matter how much you pay that $300 a week. You can pay $10 a week. My baby dad took me to court and he's $150K plus in the hole.
Dang.
Hear this, he'll be pissed that I just gave his information up.
Oh,
the
my
whole
God.
point is about child support. So what I'm gonna tell you is this: that dollar amount that y'all talk about, it don't mean a damn thing because I still had to give up visitation. I still had to give up the child. He ain't paid me in God knows how long. I don't care about the money other than the principle that you're gonna have to ask me to go down there and sign my name to write that shit off for you. And I'm gonna write it off. Here you go. I sure will. I'm gonna write it off, some of it, but you got to ask me. And yes, you're gonna sit there for a long time to ask because at the point that you just neglect your child forever, see, I believe this: if the woman's petty, go to court. The court will be more fair than that petty bitch will, and you know it. So stop complaining and
Nah, I
stop
mean,
bitching. No, stop, because you got a real job. You can go to McDonald's. You can pay $30 a week. Child support is
yeah,
only
you
going to be
can.
based off of what your check is. So if you only pay $15 a week, they still legally have to give you your child. And don't tell me that oh, well, I don't see them. You want to know what? I went to the police station every couple days, every other week of my visitation when they first said that I had to give them up. And I did. And then police, don't tell me that they don't love a little court document, because they do. And that's where we're going to leave that. So if a man really wants to, like Netta said, grow some fucking balls. I understand. I just don't care.
All right.
I mean, I love y'all, so keep going. I ain't want to shut it down.
Question earlier.
To say, like, we ain't had no men on the stage, so.
Y'all got this shit smoking. I'm gonna let y'all keep cooking. Go ahead, fucking keep cooking. Keep cooking. Because I wanted to know.
No, because KK's got a point though. He pays child support. He's got 7 kids, so that's got. Now I'm gonna give you the other side to this. This is why I'm on the stage. So my dad paid child support, and the weird part is my parents were married, and they were best friends and a whole 9 yards. So that child support thing, it was weird, and they always told me about this. This is why it's so ironic I want to be on the stage, because I could tell you from both sides. I hate child support. As much as I just ranted about it, I'm gonna tell you one thing's for sure, one thing's for certain. My first, middle, which I won't give you, and my last name, I don't like child support. Even with all that money and everything I just gave you. The other side to this coin is the same thing that most women will probably say. Why do we need to be here, KK?
Why do y'all need what?
As
On
a
child
man,
support?
like, why do we even need, like
That's
to me, it's pointless. To me, it's so pointless. I hate it. I did not go to child support for almost 5 years, and people had to beg me. They thought I was stupid. They were like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Why won't you go? 5 years later, I finally went. I could pull my child support papers for the date that my court case was opened, and it's not the year of my son's birth. So this is why I can prove it, even for him when he gets older, that your mom didn't do it for the money, like Netta said.
I think some women that put men on child support is just like is your frustration point. It's like, nigga, I'm giving you every opportunity. Those dudes right there, they deserve to be on child support. The niggas who don't deserve to be on child support is the niggas that's already
involved with their kids,
already giving you money. On top of personally handing you money off the rip. Also, is making sure he's taking care of his kids financially any way he can. And when shit comes up, they split the bill. What happens in those situations is that man decides, hey, I'm moving on my life, or they get into an argument. Next thing you know, you sitting in court for a child support case, and now the chick is getting.
You should have come to me here.
This is what men get bitter at. You took me to court to receive less money that I was already giving you, just so you can have me in here, just so, because what they can do, they can call the cops on you. They can enforce this shit. They can fuck with you. They do that. I've seen women do that. Say your job doesn't put the order through quick enough. You know what a woman to do? Your order didn't go through that week. They call a judge, they enforce something. Next thing you know, you got a fucking bench warrant out for you for some bullshit.
Wait, can I comment on that?
Go ahead.
Because I've seen that with my mom and my dad. This shit happened. I was a grown ass man. My dad got locked up, and my mom did not call anyone. He just got locked up because he was in arrears like crazy. He just got locked up.
Yeah, but the thing is, some women would do that.
And
shit.
it was real back then.
The dude to be you be behind
on this stage.
When you first go into court for child support, when they take you into court, you're automatically in arrears. They don't start
right.
When you go to court.
They start from when you file. And it could be months before that shit gets. Because if you go and you don't agree, then they make you go to mediation. They don't just automatically send you before a judge. So it could be months before like child support is established. And then however many months that is, it's really messed up. First of all, I just want to interject real quick and say, because it's this whole.
I own a lot.
She's bitter. I own a lot. You don't know what I own a lot, and I'm not gonna comment about all that. But just so you know, because they said something about the females doing all the talking, me and Netta doing all the talking.
Bro,
Number one, you should have been on the stage. Number two,
I'm letting the females
No,
talk, but
you're
I'm
I
you
know it's
males
your
could have
show.
got on. Like the dudes, y'all could have got on. I gave y'all the opportunity. I'm talking for y'all as one person. I'm taking the bash and I don't care. I'm speaking on y'all behalf, but I'm speaking from both sides because I have a child that I raised since birth on my own, that I was a single parent father, that I received child support.
You've been a dad
on the other side, I have been on the fence where I had to go through a whole bitter situation with child support. So I'm on both sides of the shit. Like
I
niggas
just
that's
wanted
on that,
to say, because it's coming across like I'm a bitter woman. Like I just been in child support court my whole life. I don't go to child support court. Me and my son's dad have a personal agreement. It's been like this for forever. I'm not one of them women that just be in child support every day. So this is not coming from a bitter perspective. I just separate the concept of child support separately from court, because my child support situation ain't never been in court. We have a mutual agreement as far as money. So
that's what I was asking.
The court is the problem. It's not child support itself. A man giving money to contribute to his upbringing, because I'm gonna tell you, my son's dad pays a pretty penny in child support. He has a good job, but I'm sure he would like to pay less. Me personally, I have certain standards on how I raise my child. He don't never have no questions on where the money goes. When he see his son, visit him with $300 pair of sneakers on, clearly the child support is going to where it needs to go. When he see his son is growing almost 6 foot, he eating. There ain't no question where the money is going. But we just have that type of mutual, at least that type of mutual respect for each other, which a lot of people actually always think is weird. Like, oh, y'all must be messing with each other because y'all just get along. And it's like, no, that's why we get along, because we just have a business arrangement where my child is taken care of. Because guess what? You want to have the luxury to live your life and get him at your leisure when you feel like coming to pick him up. You're going to pay for that, okay? Because when a child is sick and needs to go to the doctor, who's making them co-payments? Who's paying for prescriptions? Who's getting his asthma pump? Who's putting money on his school account? Who's giving him money for Uber? It's me. It's all coming from me. So I just don't understand what monetary amount men think. Because if that's the case, why don't y'all do a trial and error and go 50-50 with everything with your baby mom? Have your baby mom go to Walmart, pick up things that your child needs and pay for it separately from the stuff that she needs. Have her give you the receipt and you give her 50%. And y'all do that every single time for every single transaction that your child needs. And then you take all those receipts after 30 days and tally them all up and watch us how much more than what you pay in child support right now.
Girl! I believe you. We need more.
It's 50-50. Like
that insurance bill.
Hold up, cuz you in here?
Pull the allergy bills. Listen, go ahead. Listen,
just go 50-50 on everything.
Okay, hold up. Let me get his mic up. Cuz you in here?
There you go. Yeah.
All right, cool.
If you say you want to go 50-50, tell her to pay for everything separately.
At Walmart because he needed a pillow. Like, I'm being bullshitting, but I'm being dumbass real right now. Like, no,
I got another man in here. I want to.
Like, come on. It's winter time. My point is what she just said. Y'all want to go 50-50? Because I just spent $100 at Walmart.
All right, Cuzzo, you in here. I want to get your point on the whole child support thing. Go ahead. Can you hear us?
I think child support is a good thing. But I think it's misused and on both sides. I think this shit, like, some niggas ain't paying enough, some niggas paying too much, but they all should be paying something if they got a child by.
How do we get there? How do we get there? How do we get to what you just said?
There's no way to get there. It's like a system. It's gonna get used and abused. That's a system.
Wow.
It's just like Section 8.
Right.
Well, Matt,
that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know who this is because I can't see him.
It's fine.
Like
it's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Exactly. We on the same page. That's exactly how I feel.
I'm listening.
Because when I hear a man say bitching about paying $30 a week, I mean that shit to me that shit sound like crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
All right.
That's just me.
Right.
But when I hear a nigga paying $500-600 a week. That shit sound crazy too. You feel what I'm saying? It's a medium between there where,
Okay.
you know.
Then we back to what Netta said, which I will comment and say, when I said I've seen it from both sides. My parents had child support. My father paid child support. But here's the story behind the child support. My mother and father walked in together. So here's the story people don't know. The people in here do know. My mom was in a wheelchair most of my life. So by the time that my parents decided that this wasn't working for real, and they like legally split up is what I'm saying. Here's the other part to the child support as to why they be like, we don't believe you or whatever. I don't really care if you believe me. It's not, that's for me and God. But
believe
the
what,
truth
though?
of the matter,
what
I'm saying, so I said that I really hated child support, but my baby dad owes all this money in child support. I didn't file for child support for the first 5 years of my kid's life. That is a fact, because my friends, like, I want to say peer pressure because it was my choice, but I will say I had great influence over 5 years and I couldn't stand it anymore. And I finally just gave in to whatever. I don't regret that. It was my choice. But people said they don't believe me because, oh, you owed us money and all this other stuff. And here's the point of the child support. It was a purpose, like I said. And here's where I'm going to tell you that I agree with, like, Netta. So the ironic part of the story is what Netta said when she said me and my baby dad have an agreement, but when her kid comes with $400 sneakers, don't nobody say nothing. That's real. My parents actually went to court for child support. My mom said this is the divorce. They legally got divorced. And then it was, nigga, you gotta pay me. My mom was like, the fuck? Bitch, you left me. You cheated on me. See, there's a lot people don't know when I see this stuff, but the point of the story is when you have a relationship like Netta and her baby dad, and I'm only using you, babe, for example, for the show. It's real. And I love that you said that, because my parents are gone now, and that's so long ago that people be like, well, I wasn't old enough to know that generation. You're looking at somebody on this stage right now that has an agreement, and she said it first, with her baby dad, that whatever they do is what they do. That is where we need to get. Because my parents were there.
Set of circumstance on that. But that, see, it's a certain set of
you gotta have a certain level of maturity.
When through the separation, they probably didn't separate the same way that your parents separated. So they had a different type of understanding there, a different type of bond, maybe on a different type of level. So you can't bunch everything into that category. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
You can't, though.
We gotta get there. We're grown. We had kids. When do we get there? When do we get there as parents? Because our kids are watching us.
Hey, Cliff.
Right, but at the same time, they wasn't watching when.
What's up,
I hate to say it, but they was when your pop was
Cliff,
cheating. That was
can he hear us?
You feel what I'm saying, though?
It says mute. I do feel what you're saying. So here's my
other
thing where we
I put myself on child support, though.
But like Netta said from the beginning,
I've heard that.
Sounds like
I've heard that before.
I heard that before too.
But it still sounds like excuses. We got to get somewhere, so somebody's got to step up.
But
you can't keep making excuses,
though. Once
but you gotta learn. You gotta know who your personality is. That way. You're right, but you slept with her. We fucked her. The baby's here.
Right.
Now we got to figure it out, regardless of how fucked up she is. That's my point.
All right. So let me ask y'all this question real quick.
Why not?
You said that situation.
Exactly. Every situation is different.
Hold on, y'all. What's your question, bro?
Let me throw this situation in here. There are guys out there that say they had unprotected sex, and the chick they say they pregnant, and the dude says, "Listen, I understand you pregnant, but it was just a fling. I'm really not into you like that. I don't think we should have this baby because I'm not ready for it financially or mentally or anything." But the woman decides to keep the baby.
I've seen it.
Now she's mad at this man because he's not in his kid life. So the next step she said, well, I'm going to put you on child support. What's fucked up, because I've seen a lot of people post this shit. If a woman don't feel that way, and they get pregnant, but maybe say the man wants the kid, they'll go behind the man and say, I'm going to get rid of this kid. I don't want it, regardless if you do. But if a man says that shit,
is fucking for fun, though. That's where fucking for fun comes into play.
I agree.
If somebody fucking for fun and somebody fucking with feelings, it's two different,
exactly, it's two different scenarios.
I agree.
You can't fuck raw for fun. That you can't do it. You know
That's what I was saying. It's just that's just a reckless ass lifestyle.
You say you can't fuck? Really?
You can, I'm not for fun, but unprotected, bro. Yeah,
you can. But like that is
your
said,
wife, or somebody that you because it's that 1% where you can get it pregnant. You got motherfuckers say, "Oh, my tubes is tied. I've been popping pills on. I'm taking these pregnancy pills and all that. Still pop up pregnant. So you can't say, you know what I'm saying? You fucking raw. You taking that chance. That's what it is.
We don't. All
you got
women,
niggas out here got babies
by
crackheads, and they was smoking crack when they got them pregnant. You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That nigga ain't playing that, but he was fucking raw for fun. So now he got a baby by a motherfucker that smoked crack. Shit
That's
happens,
a dangerous game. That is a dangerous game.
Hell yeah.
But this is the reality of the shit.
There you go.
Man? This is the reality of it.
You can live with something worse than a baby.
Yeah, I mean you can.
That's wild, but it's a lot of people that's out there like that. Those people, those is the people that I'm saying that they just don't have a leg to stand on. But there is a lot of good guys that they be get put through the ringer. Cause honestly, like it depends on how hard the woman goes when they take you to child support too. Cause you could just tag on summer camp, you could tag on after school program, you could tag on daycare, you could tag on health insurance. Like that's what really gets child support so high. But the other thing too is that these men, they not getting their kids. And that's what's making their child support be higher too, because they not getting no credits for overnight visitations that would lower their child support. So
you talking to a nigga that went to court for a visitation and left with child support.
Cool. Damn.
Well, you can't
go. You have to. You can't have one.
No, you can't. And now, I'm sorry.
That's in the system.
My background.
That's how the system works.
Years of experience.
And that's me.
The system works a certain way, so you got to talk.
You got to do both of them, and that is messed up. But that's the way it works.
But that's how it works. You got to talk to somebody that knows, and they'll help you.
Yeah.
That little part. And I hate to say this part, y'all, but we got it. Here we go. And now, like I tell my son. I know this is so corny, but like I tell my son, we all have a boss. We all have a boss. Until we become the boss, as far as I'm concerned, we all have a boss. Everybody, the 5 people in here and a couple motherfuckers on this little podcast, I can't talk for everybody, but I'm sure a couple of them, at least a couple, have a boss. So here's where we all have a boss. And I know what he said is like, but like Netta said, you gotta start somewhere. So here's why I said, like she said, men that will challenge the system. So you're not, I don't think the system's right. Like I said to KK, or like I said to Tizzy, how do we get around that? Because I'm telling you that I've hated the system. I've hated the system. My parents didn't agree with the system. I wasn't raised in the system. Their standard was the same way Netta said. They had a baby. They got married. They were together for 40 years. They got divorced, or 30 years. They got divorced. They said, no, it was 40 years. They got divorced after 40 years.
Like jail, though.
And that was that.
Yeah, it is.
But
because they had a friendship, they had a conversation.
You gotta keep that shit occupied. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's fact. Like y'all, if y'all go down there, ask. Remember, Tizzy, most women that like, say if y'all's a woman, say the man is paying you out of his pocket cash, y'all go down there, ask for any kind of assistance from the government. The first thing they go tell you, you gotta go put this dude on.
You gotta go put him on child support.
Yeah, well, that's why this is why you need a real person in your ear to help you. But don't say that it's the system.
But what about say you trying to say the man is doing everything he can, he's paying, but you want to get the food stamps because you need it. You know what I mean? He's doing the best he can and he's coming out of his pocket, he's breaking his back, but you need the food stamps. You know what I mean? Because But so you go down there to go get your food stamps because you need it, but the dude is doing everything the right way. The first thing the system they gonna tell you, you gotta put him on child support.
Right.
Regardless.
You don't know who that nigga is, you better go find a nigga. You better get somebody's name on his
But that's precisely why I never got food. I never got nothing because that is a requirement.
Yep.
They don't play
that.
that.
Niggas out here that won't sign fucking birth certificates so they won't get put on that shit.
I will be honest. When they told me that, I didn't go because my point was you're not gonna afford. And maybe I can't. I can't rebuttal this part because I will say I agree with y'all. When they told me that and I didn't know that like when my kid was little, this was way before, and I just needed a couple dollars for some food maybe, and people kept telling me, well, go look. And no, I will say I don't agree with that. And I will say, honestly, as a female, I'll stand here as maybe one of the only two, but whatever. I don't agree with that. I do think that part of the system is bullshit. And that's why I said, how do we get around it? Because there are people like Netta. I hate to keep saying that, but that was my parents. I'm only using her as a real current day situation for why I wanted to be on this panel.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that we have to go to the courts. You need to figure out how to be a grown ass nigga or a grown ass bitch
you can say
and
that,
have it. Because mental health is real.
That won't work for every case. That
let him go.
Work for every case, though, baby.
Go ahead. Let him go. Go ahead, cousin.
You can.
I think that'll work for
here's
less.
my thing. Don't fight the petty shit, though. Okay? So at the point that you know where you stand, at the point that you know that it don't matter how much money you make. If you got $10 and that's how much $15 minimum wage, just say $15 because I think we trying to move it to 15.
At the end of the day,
my point of the story is you have every legal right with not paying no child support to still be in your child's life.
Most
the
people
court does not allow you.
Let him get his point, Chanda.
Let him get his point, Chanda.
In the average breakup, a person don't want to see you do better or maybe not even do good after that separation.
Right.
So if this is the only way I can sink this fucking knife in you, then that's what they're going for. You feel what I'm saying? That's the way it go. They don't want to see you flourish. Oh, this nigga got a good job. He think he's gonna be out here buying cars.
We gotta get specific. Get specific because I've been through it all.
The child support is the knife. The child support is
the knife.
Because we already doing what we supposed to do as men.
But that's what I'm saying. It's two different categories of it. You do got the ones who's doing what they supposed to do as a man, and then you got ones that's not.
And y'all say like, oh, but tell them, tell them how it is when you go on child support. Cause I'll let you explain something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you?
Child support
or do you mind?
I got a zero balance though. I'm just gonna put
Me
that
too.
Because I don't play
okay,
with
but no,
support.
not your. But give your perspective. Give the niggas around you that they don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? Like give your perspective based off of what you've seen. Because I really want to know what he's talking about. He was on to something.
What, the knife?
Nah.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna tell you how the knife go with the child support. Go ahead, cut. You know about it? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like a nigga got a good job, you feel what I'm saying? And he been out here doing what he want to do, got her at home with the baby. So now, she done had enough of that shit. Boom, nigga gone. Take this couple $. You all right over there. You think you just, okay, now I'm tired of you feeding me over here, and you happy over there. I got to lay by myself, play by myself. What can I do to get at this nigga?
Right.
And that
That's
comes
true.
down to, all right, I got to go down here and put this nigga on paperwork. I know he don't, especially when you're dealing with a black man, because they don't fuck with the system. You feel what I'm saying? They don't fuck with that. So now it's not like he going to play punch with you. Now you punching. He ain't punching back. Nigga like me, I'm not calling no police. I'm not going to nobody's court. I'm not, you feel what I'm saying? Now you playing a one-sided game because you got it. You got the advantage now.
But what I'm going to say, and I'm sorry to say that, but when Netta, and I hate to keep bringing that up, like I'm putting her in this, but I agree with it. So I won't put you in it.
She's in it now.
I won't put you in it. I'm going to say this. You sound like a bitch. not you personally, as a like not personally, I'm just saying that I'm glad you gave that opinion because you got to represent for somebody on this show. So you're representing for a certain type. No, you are. You're representing because that is a voice. No, yeah, but
He's
you
doing,
are.
but he,
Man
you hear what
up.
he has a zero bounce. I'm gonna tell you. Here's the shit. I'm gonna tell you.
Not him personally. That's what I'm saying. That man that he's like that. Man up. Man up. And you know why I'm saying man up? Wait, I'm gonna go back to what Netta said.
I'm gonna take that straight to me.
Do you know how it feels to be working during the day and you get a phone call that your child can't breathe?
With the people that put you in jail?
Or you get a phone call that you got to pick them up for whatever, you got to leave your job. See, there's a lot
black man. You talking theoretically?
No, but there's
the reality of a black man.
No, but we're talking about child
black
support,
man, you know, calling the cops. Come on.
Oh, hold on.
Black man, you know, calling the cops.
We call it. We're talking about.
Down to the courtroom. Come on.
But that's the thing.
The average nigga you know is worried about walking to the courtroom.
Okay, wait. You gotta walk down to the courtroom once he goes. That's what I'm saying, though. All I'm saying is once she files.
Nigga, you talking about the programming of a black man from the time he's born? What you talking about? He don't deal with the police on no type of level.
You're right.
The prosecutor,
so here we go.
The judge,
hold on.
Everybody is considered the police.
Okay, wait. You ready? You ready? A black man. Hold on. I'm gonna give you this because you don't know how old I am. A black man. If you're on the defense, here we go. You ready? Y'all watching? What is it? BMF? And I ain't seen it yet. Don't talk about it. But if y'all watching BMF, which is represented based off of Junior Black Mafia, if you know the story about the Junior Black Mafia and where they started, then you will know that black people always represented themselves by standing up. And all I'm going to say is this, and you're right, we don't go to the police. I'm not asking a black man to go to the police. You know what I just said? I said, if that bitch wants to be petty, like you said, and she wants to say, well, fuck you, I'm going to go to court for child support. Bitch, I'm going to take you for everything you fucking got because you don't want to fuck me no more. Fine. I know that happens. But this is where I said from the beginning, it ain't about them. Fuck the police. What? You gotta be a man the fuck up.
But okay, I'm gonna speak for him.
Thank you.
I'm gonna talk for cousin. I got you. A lot of men that get put on when the women does that child support thing, say the man is paying his money and everything like that, and she gets bitter. She know the nigga got a warrant somewhere. When you go to put us on child support, they pull that fucking warrant up because in her mind, she knew you got that warrant. So what they go do first, they go they're like, oh, that's who you looking for? Cool. He already got a warrant. Let's go pick him up. They go lock you the fuck up. You go sit in jail. Now you sitting in jail for some bullshit ass warrant. And on top of that, you got to wait till you see a judge to get the judge. The judge sees you and hits you with the child support case. Now, after you clear that fucking warrant up, you in the fucking rears. Oh, we still not letting you out until you clear these fucking rears the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's crazy too that they do that because how you supposed to pay your child support if you losing your job because you in jail?
And
for child support.
They don't care. You lose your license. Not only you lose your job, you lose your license. and now you got to figure out how I'm gonna get the fucking money to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
How I'm gonna get my job back, how I'm gonna get my license back so I can get the fucking work. She knows all this. I was already paying her. She knew I had these fucking warrants. I'm trying to clear the fuck up and give her money, but she did this shit to be fucked up. And some women even quit their fucking job before they go to court just to go show they don't have no income, so your child support would be higher. I seen people do it. I seen it happen. That's facts.
Crazy.
That is facts.
And this is where you say,
I know men that quit their job so they ain't have to get paid child support too, though.
Yeah, we do.
It's both sides. It's both sides, but I know men that did it too.
$150,000 got to be $150,000. My son is about to be driving. He refused from the day that I got pregnant. So what we're not going to say, because what you can do is you can say, well, when that court judge says, well, you got to do X, Y, and Z, and you don't agree with it, you could do just like people like my brother did and other people and say, okay, well, I'm going to file my motion. And he called me and said, yo, this is what happened in court. And I said, all right, well, what do you want to do about it? And when he said, This is what I'd like to do about it. I gave him all the steps and instructions because I deal with the legal system for a living. And he went back, he did everything I said, and he got permanent custody of his child after that. The only reason why he gave up visitation was because after 3 months, he decided to give up visitation and do visitation. I've done that more than once. So we gotta stop saying that it's these white people and it's this judge and it's the court and it's the system. It is us.
What do you mean?
It is
All right,
grown
you talking to a nigga that don't get no
people.
visitation, right? Boom.
So then we got to be above this system that black people are, whatever.
What you
But it's
I'm
everybody.
my child.
Listen what he got to say.
Say you got a
Yeah, hold on.
What the fuck you a mediation? I'm telling you, I'm not seeing my child a living being that I created.
I had to do it. I had to sit in mediation for 4 hours and argue the motherfucker that owed me $150,000.
I think y'all talking
I
about.
had to sit in mediation for 4 hours. I had to take a day off of my job. I make more than $80,000 a year.
Oh, I'm about to start
That
smoking
motherfucker don't pay
again.
me shit. Don't
I'm
tell
moving
me
with you.
that. That's why I'm on this panel. Go ahead.
I'm moving with your
Mediation?
ass.
So you can't sit in mediation for your kid? I did for 4 hours to prove that I was a good mom.
But your child lived with you probably, right?
And he lived with me, and I paid for him for 16 years,
So you
and
got
I
a whole
still
different
had to
argument
prove
then.
myself.
You on the other side of the argument.
Myself.
Listen to he got.
But as a woman, if I had to do it, then why can't men do it? That's the only reason why I'm here, to always give you a second opinion. If I had to do it, and I can prove paperwork for this, why can't men?
That don't no.
That's not
No,
all
why?
men, though.
No, you can't
That's not
sit in
all
mediation
men.
for 4 hours?
What?
That's not all
I'm
men. 'cause
not saying that.
Years?
You took it somewhere else.
I'm gonna let y'all cook though. I'm gonna let y'all cook.
What I'm saying is, if a man say he's not seeing his child, what the fuck is the mediating about? It's supposed to be let that man see his child.
Because you have a boss.
About?
You ready? You
I'm
ready?
not
You ready for
dangerous.
this?
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I haven't been
No,
labeled as
you have a boss.
nothing.
You have a boss. We all have a boss in this world. We're not. Here we go. Your name is not God. And I know I'm not being smart. Please don't think I'm being smart, because this is just for other people that think that, well, why do I got to do this? Because everybody has to listen to somebody. So we got to stop that whole we're not going to listen to nobody thing. Follow the rule. Play the motherfucking game. To say why y'all play the drug game? To say why y'all play the drug game? Don't play the hustling game. No, I'm not. Y'all play the street game, so play the legal game.
I work.
Right.
Great. No, that proves my point. You playing the legal game, correct?
But
correct? You playing the legal game, right?
Had nothing to do with what I was just talking about, though.
It's all a game. These white people don't like us. It's all a game.
That makes sense. That's the thing you said. That makes sense. Cause I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to prove the point that it's all a game.
So all right,
It's
Tizzy,
not a game, though.
What point were you going
It's
for?
on real life, and it always has been. So play it, black man.
Hold on.
Play it better
Hold
than
on, Chaka.
them.
Let him get to his
Wrong.
point. Let him get to his point.
That's the problem. I don't play no money games with my kids.
Well, white people are. And that's where we're at with this legal system right now, when y'all talk about child support isn't fair.
The child support system for the child, like I said, I know, like I said, I'm on both sides of the fences. Yep. Child, every time I went into that motherfucking court system, they drug me in there, let me know, nigga, you already lost. Prove to me why I shouldn't hand you this L.
Yo, you know what's funny, cuz you said that?
Yeah.
When I was in the courtroom, I had to remind the motherfuckers that I'm the fucking plaintiff.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard that before.
I've heard that before.
I heard that before.
Like, you know, I'm here to see my kids.
Yeah, I filed this shit. Why the fuck are you? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've heard that.
We go in there with the L already on our forehead. The judge already look at us like, why the fuck are you in my courtroom, nigga? You already know you about to catch your L.
Yeah,
Your
silence
shit
to
better
the
be
person that thinks that
bulletproof.
I argue. This
Okay,
podcast that I
I'm
guess
gonna
is
hit you
here
with a
for
story.
reason.
Let me tell y'all a story real quick. This is a legit story. I was at child support court, right? So me and the dude sitting out there, he's smoking a cigarette. I'm talking to him. He said, this is the third time I'm in court today to get my kids back. I said, he was like, yeah. He said, my baby mom was on crack and she had left my kids in the house for 2 weeks with no food. So I went to the court to go get my kids. I got custody of my kids. The judge, it was a hard time. I got the custody. She took me back a second time. Claimed that she went to a fucking drug rehab for a week. They gave her their kids back. A couple of weeks later, she sold the fucking kids. He had to go run up on the niggas that she sold the kids to get his kids back. This is the third time he's in court. This nigga's crying in tears. He's like, yo, I don't think they're going to give me my kids. I think she's going to win and take my kids again. She already fucking abandoned them. She sold them. This judge took my kids twice. Even though he can see this bitch is unfit. Twice he took this nigga's in tears telling me this shit. And this is a legit ass story. I was there. I'm like, damn.
That nigga so many years for that shit.
Bro, why the fuck? Like, if you abandon the kid and he proves it and you get the kids and she gets the kids back and then she sells them, now you fucking nervous that they about to take your kids again? Like, the judge says, like, how the judge look at this shit is like, even though we fighting, is like, I see a black man that I gotta lock the fuck up and I can lock him up through child support, even though he's a good citizen. That's how I'm gonna get his ass. Come on. And this nigga was in, I mean, this nigga's crying to me, telling me this shit. I'm feeling bad. I'm like, damn, I'm here too. I'm glad I was there. He won his shit. But I'm like, damn. And I'm saying this is my first time going to court. I'm saying to myself, oh shit, this nigga went through this. I'm like, unless my baby mom don't show up, I'm not gonna get custody of my daughter. And thank God the bitch, when she showed up, she ain't have no place to say. She's living in the bando. And the judge said, here go your daughter. But my motherfucking mindset was like, damn, this nigga told me all this. Like, I already lost. I ain't even getting a court room. I already fucking lost. Like, that's a legit story. That legit happened, dog. I seen that shit happen.
But we do know that custody, the word custody and the word child support are totally different.
The motherfucker, I said the first and only time I ever got locked up for that shit, the motherfucking police told me I hit the brake before I put my turning signal on, man.
That was, you mean for child support?
Yeah.
That's when you got locked up for that?
Bro,
oh wow! They ran your name,
bro.
Wow!
That's how they locked me up. They ran. I wasn't even driving my car. How I got locked up for child support? They fucking just flagged it. They ran the tags and they said, "Oh, one of your brake lights look dimmer than the other one."
Mm-hmm. Sit in your car.
I wasn't driving the car. They said, "Can I see you? Can I see his ID?" I handed him my ID. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got a warrant for your arrest. They knew they was already after me. I'm like,
yeah.
But the thing,
but we can't be mad at the police. Here we go. I'm sorry, and y'all.
I couldn't pay my shit because I didn't have a fucking job.
I have to say it.
We mad at the police too.
We can't be mad at the police because we didn't pay our collections bill and our credits.
But the thing is, I didn't have a fucking job. I don't go to jail for any other, I don't go to jail for not having to pay a bill for any other bill in my house. I just lose some shit. I don't lose my freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
lost my job. It's not a bill. But it's not a. It's not a bill.
You don't need electric. You don't need water. You can get that out the public spigot. You need a human being that needs to live because you fuck that bitch.
This the whole thing. Hey yo, but tell me this makes sense. They lock you up for not paying child support and then make you work for free. How the fuck that
work? He's a human. She's a human.
Okay, let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you this.
You're not working to feed the child that they locked you up for. You working to fucking for the state.
Okay.
Ain't none of that money going to no child.
Nah.
Fucking give you $1.30 a day. What are you talking about? Like, come on.
So how about this? You ever have a kid?
Though.
You ever had a kid by me? But you ever have a kid by you got kids and you with your baby father?
No,
he ever lost his job and you picked up
paying your collections bill?
But the thing is, let me ask you this question.
So you
let me ask you this serious question.
without paying your child support. Human being collective.
Answer this question, but answer this question for me real quick.
Keep a leash
Go
on
ahead.
the nigga. Keep a leash on this nigga.
I'm about to ask you this. You ever been with your man when y'all had your kid and this nigga lost his job and you just picked up the slack for him until he got back on his feet? Like, I wasn't trying not to pay my shit.
Yeah, but
I was
don't
just trying
get
to
me
get
in
the fuck
that
back
because
on
you know
my
I'm a
feet.
real ass bitch for that. No, you can't put me in that because
but the thing is, that happens to niggas a lot. Oh, what happened?
Okay, but I asked a question at the beginning and nobody has touched on it whatsoever because I feel like child support is irrefutable. Child support should be automatic. Should it get to the level of going to court and people going to jail and people being in arrears and all this and that? No, that's excessive. Sometimes it's necessary. If you just a deadbeat and that happens to you, that's what you deserve. There's a lot of good fathers out here that they end up in the system and it doesn't work out to their benefit. And I clearly understand that. But I feel like child support in general should be no dispute about it when it comes down to exchanging money to care for your child and provide necessities for them like food, clothing, shelter, whatever.
Right. You ain't gonna let
But most guys talk about the amount, and I'll be feeling like in my mind, from what I gather over the years, just with interactions with guys and what they expect would be reasonable for them to do, is to just stroll around whenever they feel like it and toss some money over here and there at their leisure, and everything else in between is the mom's responsibility. When it's inconvenient for you to pay child support, like if you're down on your luck or you're having some issues financially, or maybe you got bills that's backed up, it's inconvenient for you at that time to sacrifice that money for your child. The baby mom should be totally understandable. What about when her shit is getting fucked up? What about when she lose her job? What about when she trying to cut coupons and trying to figure out what she could buy at the grocery store to cook for food? Like, none of that gets taken into consideration. I understand the court system and all this and that, but yet again, women have a lot on our fucking plates when you talk about taking care of a child 24/7, all the time.
I think it should be I think it should physically be a cap to where as though anything over a certain amount should go to a savings, because we all know in excess for sustaining life, we know that it's definitely some people that get paid way over that amount and they still spend that amount. You feel what I'm saying? So if it was a cap to where it's going to a savings for that child, which nobody but that child could touch, I think that would be perfectly fine. You feel what I'm saying?
But you talk about savings, and that savings means you're putting it away for the future. What about needing to go to the grocery store and buy food for the child?
See, that's what I'm saying. A cap meaning anybody that's getting paid over, let's say $1,000 a week. All right, 400 of that go to the child, but that other 6 go to a savings that can't be touched by nobody but the child, is what I'm saying.
That's interesting.
Because nobody should need more than $400 to sustain life for a child. You feel what I'm saying? It has to be
$400. What you talk about? $400 a month?
A week.
A week.
That's excessive.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying those numbers.
I honestly, for real life, I ain't no niggas was out here paying $400 a week in child support. That's $1,200 a month.
What if I make $1 million though?
But it's people that's getting that though. It's women out there that's getting $40,000 a month.
I thought I was getting a lot of child support.
Some of us, no, but what I'm saying is there's levels to the income. So all I'm saying is when you try to go, and I know this is more business, but when you try to build a system,
you shouldn't be allowed to
you
marry
can't build a
nobody
system based off of every little person. You got to build a system off of a whole.
No.
The whole is a percentage. We're not going to argue. No, but we can't. We're not here to argue.
Let's move the conversation forward, though.
Calculated. Yeah, we can't argue how the
we're getting
payment
hung up a little bit. We're getting hung up a little bit on each. Let's move the conversation forward. We're gonna move the conversation forward.
Leave it here, Dre. People like this.
People love it. I want them to go. I want them to go.
Let it go. This is the rant.
People love it.
This is Kevin's the rant. You get the rant. You get the rent. You get the rent. Keep it going. When you leave here, you feel good.
Johnny, your inbox gonna be fucking full after this.
Rent. You get the rent.
I will send you 300.
300. Oh my God. Who cares?
Listen. Look, man.
I got a question for all y'all. So
Go
my
ahead.
cousin, well, no, let me not say my cousin, because it's his
You
story.
already said it.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I don't have no kids, like I said. I take care of my nieces. You know, they live with me and all that, but I don't have any actual kids. I don't have a baby mom. I don't have none of that. So I don't really know. But my cousin, you know what I'm saying, he dealt with what he dealt with. His ex-wife had custody of his two sons and, you know, put him on child support immediately. He always had a good job, went to school, became an engineer, all that good stuff. And long story short, he wound up getting custody of his two kids. It took him forever. It took her not showing up to court and a whole bunch of stuff going on for him to get custody. Now, he had to, in a certain sense, put her on child support, right? She don't pay none of it. Is that fair? He paid his child support. She don't pay a goddamn thing. Now, how
as far as I'm concerned, no, because men do it too. As far as I'm concerned, no, and I'm gonna leave it right cute and short. No, because men do it too. But I will say, thank you for saying that, because that proves my point. Again, there's more than one man in this world, and it takes a little bit of work. You got to go through a whole lot of time. But he
no, she should. Yo, hold on, y'all.
Nah, he's saying how do we get them?
How do he get the money? He don't.
Like
I mean, that's all in who you chose to have your child by too, man. It's like you chose this motherfucker. Like, you gave that motherfucker your energy.
Huh?
Nah, it like, listen, man. This whole
process requires evidence. Again, if anybody wants to talk to me, I've done it more than once, and I'm not being smart. I'm not trying to make a plug on somebody else's podcast because I didn't ask their permission.
Nah, you can
all
make
I'm
a plug
saying
on
is because we are talking about a real issue right now. I'm really serious, and I'll let them continue. I hear what you're saying, and that's where I'm saying you need to talk to somebody that has 20 years experience, because I'm telling you that there are ways that you can fight that.
Everybody read that shit. Read that shit.
I'm trying.
I was trying to.
Go ahead, read it. I left it up for y'all. Y'all can I'm not good at reading
this
out
nigga,
loud.
this nigga think I can read.
Situation.
This nigga think I can read.
I know. Shut up. I believe that you're telling the truth, and it's a very fucked up situation. That's why I'm saying that I believe you. It's the truth, but I need us to realize one thing about this. This is why I'm here, because as much as I hate child support, as much as my parents didn't pay child support, as much as they didn't fucking agree with it, as much as I'm owed $150,000 to prove a fucked up system. I've had to go to DHS 3 times. I have one open case. I have one closed case in Jersey and at least 2 closed cases in PA. And I'm giving up information because it's my testimony. It's been gone and done. Here's my point. I done fought that 3, 4, 5 times. You need help. You need to talk to somebody that knows the system like black people know the system to help black people. But stop saying and using excuses that these bitter bitches out here are the reason that you can't be a man.
What?
Or woman. Because I know some fucked up women that have left their kids, that have abused their kids, that have left their kids in hospitals to die. Okay? I know that for a fact. But stop using that as an excuse.
But
whoever that was with that situation, I will really help you.
Oh, that long ass. Oh, that.
Yeah, it was long ass.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was. No,
listen, I read the whole thing. I understand. We're not making fun of you.
But I'm gonna help you. Is the point? I'm gonna help you.
Turn on it.
Yeah, like that was a little deep, but I'm gonna help you.
I'm catching up.
Nah, listen, that's what we here. We here to help people. Yo,
damn, we hear you.
We hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just catching up. My bad. My wife made me take the dog out.
Now, I mean,
okay.
does anybody like? I'm about to wrap this shit up because I know everybody got to do their thing. Anybody got anything they want to add or say on this topic? Like,
what is something I do? What is something? Here we go. What is something? All right. You didn't agree with the kid. You didn't agree with the child support. You didn't agree with the situation. Okay, but we're here now. As a man, and there's 3 men on the stage. Yes, 3 men on the stage. As a man, if you didn't agree, but you're in this fucked up situation that you really didn't agree with at all, here, okay? Kind of like being in high school when you didn't want to be, okay? And we gonna act like we had like we don't remember that. What do you do? How do you? Here we go. What does not what do you do? My question is, how does the woman communicate with you? How if you would have the perfect scenario of how the woman would communicate with you after you've already said, yo, I really don't want this baby. This is really not what I want to do. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. But at the end of the day, now the baby's here. If you could have it your way as a man, give me all 3 men. Boom.
I'm going to tell you.
I'll give you 2 answers. Go ahead.
I answer. Listen, as a man, you got 2 choices. As a man, you got 2 choices, and as a woman, you going to have to understand these 2 fucking choices. Choice 1 is.
No, what would a man want? I only want if y'all. I just want your opinion for women that are listening.
I'm about to give it to you. I'm about to give you 2. I'm about to give you 2 opinions and 2 viewpoints for the shit. Here's one. The first one is like, look, I didn't ask for this situation. You're gonna put me on child support. I'm gonna pay this shit, but I told you I don't want no kids. I don't want nothing to do with this kid. You will get this money and you will receive it. But you can't bitch at me if I not this child.
They can't bitch if the dude didn't want the kid and they just want to have the baby. I have nothing to do with this child. I'll never see this child, and I'll never be involved with this kid because I didn't ask for the situation. But I will make sure that you get what is legally owed to you through the court system. And after that shit is done, leave me alone and stay out of my life. Don't call me. Don't ask me for nothing other when the courts provide me. She couldn't even be mad at that either.
Yeah, the other side is it like I didn't ask for it, but it is my kid and I love him. I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. I'm gonna do what I got to do, and I'm gonna be there. Whatever he decides, though, you gotta fucking be on board. You can't fucking disagree with it because he told you how he felt. You went against how he felt, so you're gonna take whatever he gives you.
Yeah.
As long as he's doing his responsibility, paying his finances, or doing what he gotta do legally, you gotta accept it. That's facts. Anybody?
Is Tizzy still here? I respect that. Thank you. Is Tizzy still here? Because I'm wondering if he got it. Does he agree? Can he add anything to that? I love that. Oh, I was just going to ask you if you had your perfect if you had your perfect scenario, and I know it's not perfect, but here's my thing. You got a kid with somebody, you ain't want the kid. You really didn't want this whole scenario. You all had a conversation. It was like, yo, all right, in your mind is what's saying. Whether it was verbal or not, the point is, as a man, I'm just asking your opinion right now for other women as we close. In your mind, you were like, yo, this not me. I don't want this. You tried and whatever, but the kid's here now. If you could say anything to that woman and go back, or just even if that's not you, which it's not, what would you say to that woman to how to try to make it work with somebody like you? Just in your head, and I know it could be made up, but if you were in that situation, what do you think something at least to start with you would say to a woman?
I don't know because it sounds like in that situation.
You gotta speak to the mic, cuz we can't hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah,
kind of, but I
get into the mic. Get into the mic.
Into the mic. I'm into the mic.
I don't know why I was talking like y'all can't hear me. My bad.
Yeah. It's better now.
Nah.
I'm not sure why though.
I ain't touching that.
I know it's fun this whole time.
Yeah, he didn't touch
you on Bluetooth or you on your phone still?
It's still fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I can it's low. I can hear him, but barely.
Yeah, damn. All right, I can give
Nah,
mine.
give me I'm gonna put you on mute. If you get near the Bluetooth, but I'm gonna let Dre answer, then I'm gonna come back to you. Go ahead, Dre. You got the answer. You heard the same question. Go ahead, Dre. Because I'm coming right back to you.
I'm if I'm in that situation, honestly, yeah, you give the joking answer is I'll just kill her. The second answer and the more serious answer is if you gotta deal with that.
I don't know what the fuck.
There you go.
Shit. I'm about to say that sounds great now.
You're good now.
Yeah. But I'm saying I'm one of them type of guys where the way I was raised, I'm going to take care of my responsibility. Even if we all dealt with crazy women before, even if she's crazy, even if she's unreasonable and she wants to have that baby, I need to be a part of my kid's life.
I'm still
I can't have somebody looking like me.
Yeah, you good, Cuzzo.
I can't have somebody looking like me running around and I'm not in their life. I'm older. No, I said killer. That was my original answer. But if you can't kill her, then you got to be there for your child regardless. And I'll pay what I got to pay, but I'm also gonna try to be in that child's life as best as I can because that's just who I am. I can't do what I'm doing and then be like, oh shit, I got a kid out there. Damn, I wonder what he doing. Or I wonder what she doing. That'll fuck with me too much. That's just me though.
All right,
that's my answer.
Cuzzo.
You heard the same.
You heard the same question. If you didn't ask for the kid and you didn't want the kid, but she has it anyway, like what are you gonna do in that situation?
I mean, I'm gonna be with the child. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just ain't that. I've never been that guy. See, I'm putting myself in that situation. I've never been that guy. It don't matter. Like, I found out about my son when he was 10. You feel me? And he lived in Florida, and I drove to Florida 2 days later to see my son. You feel what I'm saying?
Word.
Dang. So you've been through it.
So I don't play that much. You know.
Hey, yo, that's respect because that's a man that been through that.
I want to say for her, we appreciate that as women. Not even I appreciate the whole effort, the whole thought behind it, the whole that right there.
But a lot of people downplay how a man feel about his children, though.
Yeah,
that's why I ask, because men don't talk about how they feel. So we want to know, like, all right, well, we know you don't like it. We know we're bitter. We know, like, oh, I gave it to you good because I thought this is what I wanted and this wasn't what you wanted. I know that, but like, how we get through your head after
I honestly don't even be looking at it from that perspective. I be looking at it from the perspective of people who actually were in a relationship and in love at a certain point, and the relationship just didn't work out, and they splitting up and they got kids. Like, that's how I look at it from that perspective too, because that's how a lot of this stuff happens. It don't just be like one night stands or random bust downs. Like, it be real people in relationships like that just so happen not to work out, and they split up and they can't agree on financial arrangements.
Yeah.
And they people be emotional because there's a relationship that's broke up, and they be trying to do whatever they can to fuck with the other person.
Oh shit! Hold up, man. I got somebody on. I didn't even
not shots fired, but you do got a couple kids.
What's up, cuz? You in here?
Can you comment?
I got way right here. What's good?
Hey,
got kid separation and shit. What's good?
I didn't see you on the screen, man. But speak in peace. How you feel about this whole situation?
Yeah, I love everything all y'all saying. Everybody got a point of view. You feel me?
Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is to the topic. You feel me? Child support. What it's about. I had this conversation with my son's mom. You feel me? Because shit changes. Here, what's going to happen? Child support is 50-50 of what the child needs. Not all the extra shit. Not all the other stuff. 50-50. Nothing short. Whatever my son needs to go to school, to eat week, to live through the month, she's getting half of that. Point blank period. Whatever else I do extra is on me. It's not you get half. I don't want to see my son. I get my kids every other week for 7 days. You feel me? So we do 50-50 down. Regardless, however it changes, to me, child support is 50-50 what your child needs. Nothing more. Who cares what she's getting done? You can't get nothing done down discussing the child's finances. After school programs, I'm pitching in on that. Whatever my son needs, that's it.
Yep.
It's not more. Fuck the court system. You want to go to court? We going to court. You feel me? My men are right on that panel saying that it's kind of designed against us and it's fucked up. And I've been on that side, but fuck it, we going to court anyway. I got my shit together, so let's go ahead and go through the motions.
Yes.
You clap, but I'm also a nigga that believe you want to play. I'm gonna get dirty.
No, I'm clapping for your confidence as a man.
Willing to do what we supposed to do. You feel me? Child support is 50-50. All the way out that way. That's all.
Pretty much.
Hey, I didn't know you was in there. Sorry.
Bullshit. Niggas be on some bullshit. Well, be on some bullshit. But just give her what.
I agree.
Don't ask me for shit. Show me what you need. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Show me.
Were y'all in a relationship?
Huh? Would you say?
Nosy. I'm only asking you, and my only point to this, so you know why I'm not being nosy, is because Netta brought up a really good point, which was there are other sides to the story where y'all were in a relationship, and then it's weird and trying to figure out how to split it up. Were y'all in a relationship
for a while? You feel me? But I also got another kid. But like, you feel me? So she already know how I play.
So you understand both sides. Cool.
Like together, we were together for a while. You feel me? Trying to get shit together, but that ain't got shit to do with my son. Was it bitterness after the breakup? Of course, but not with the kid. Fuck all that. Like
exactly.
Like my son. I don't like you for whatever you did. You don't like me, whatever I did. Nobody has to like each other, but don't fuck with my kids. Like, you feel me? Like, cause then it'll get different. And that's why I think niggas need to love their kids. Like, you feel me? I think we relationship. I don't give a fuck about you. Where my kid at? You feel me? Like, focus on your children.
That's facts. I'd rather you keep my car.
Thank you.
I'd rather you keep my car than play games with my kids.
Play with my kids. Then we gonna play.
You know what I'm saying?
Different shit.
You acting. But I'm gonna wrap that shit up, yo. We've been on here for an hour and a half.
Good ass conversation. Like I said,
coming soon.
Listening for over an hour. Everybody got valid points because we all go through different shit. And you feel me?
Yes.
Women, men,
Exactly.
sports, everything. It's all, you know, I said 50-50. Y'all did a great job from my aspect, man. Cuz keep doing what the fuck you doing. I appreciate everybody even listening. 50-50, bro. Get that girl that
50-50.
money. Don't worry about her nails. Don't worry about who you fuck. If he got the kids, give him that money for the kid, not for nothing else.
I feel you. Well, it's been the round table talk. I'm gonna probably do another one if I get another topic. Yeah, if I get another deadly topic like this that we can get on, I'm gonna do it again because this was good. Everybody, I appreciate y'all getting on. Anybody got anything they want to shout out what they doing before we get off of here? Here's your chance.
You're amazing.
To do it.
Thank you. You didn't have to, but thank you. Like literally, you didn't have to, but thank you.
You already know it's about you, cuz.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, y'all made the show. We were just hosting this shit. Y'all made the show.
I was listening.
I listen. This was one of the best fucking shows.
Yeah, this is good.
Ever. And I appreciate y'all because y'all fucking brought that shit. And I'm glad everybody, it didn't get personal. Everybody said how they felt. You know what I mean? It just is, you know, and it's a good conversation. And hopefully we help some people out there get, you know, try to understand this shit better on the men's side and the women's side. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of this shit.
Word.
But we out. Peace. Enjoy y'all evening. Enjoy your Friday. Go get drunk. Go get high. Have unprotected sex and make more babies.
Oh my God.
Just fuck for fun.
Come on.
Oh my God.
This is the rant. This is Kevin the Rant. Check me out every Friday at 8 p.m., man. Enjoy y'all. Peace.
Bye.